800 horsepower, huh?
Yeah. Hi guys, it's Robert. Welcome to Heel and Toe Blog. This time it's going to be a little bit more of a special video because if you can't tell, we're at Fiorano and right now there's F8s and A12s going around, and this is a very special day for me because Fiorano is always a track which I've seen on videos which have inspired me to do the videos I get to do, and now I'm here, and that is mainly thanks to Stephan Bauer, who on behalf of Pirelli invited me to a 2-day driving course, and he said it's going to be at Fiorano. So I said, say no more, I'm going to be there. And yeah, so here we are. And actually I've never driven modern Ferraris on the limit. I once got to drive a 488 for 10 kilometers on the road, so that doesn't really count. So here we are now, pushing the A12 and the F8 to the limit, and it's a 2-day course. And we're going to be learning a bit of oversteer and the difference between front mid-engine and mid-engine. So I'm very excited about this. I look forward to learning some new stuff and especially seeing how the Pirelli tires feel. So yeah, massive thank you to Pirelli for having us out here. It is honestly a massive privilege, and this is going to be a special day. And so yeah, I hope you enjoy the next couple days with me. It's going to be completely random filming, but anything that comes along. And yeah, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you later.
Exactly, and yes. She slides slightly on the 4 wheels,
But that's okay.
on the brake. But she can do it.
Yeah. She's a confident Italian.
Yep.
Before we get into details about the cars and what this 2-day course is about, let's get a feel for Fiorano and a hot lap in the 812 Superfast. Oh, and before I forget, this is Maurizio, one of the 2 instructors.
Basically when the nose of the car is at the yellow cone, the first yellow cone.
Okay.
Patience. It's enough to touch the gas on this car to make it lift the nose.
Yeah.
And this is why I like the TDF a bit more. There's stiffer sway bars.
Yeah, you can feel it a bit.
Yep. Still 800 horsepower, huh?
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Brakes hard.
While Stephan and I still had to pinch ourselves and drink some nice Italian coffee, we wandered around the facility taking in the special atmosphere. This is where the legendary F1 cars are born. This is where the road cars are tested and brought to life, right next to the factory. And we're here to have a go in their latest creations on the latest Pirelli rubber. Oh, and before I forget, would a lot of you that haven't subscribed and watched my videos maybe consider pushing that red button? It helps a lot, and I promise I always try my best to deliver quality content of cars driven properly. Thanks. The 2020 F8 replaced the 488 that was introduced in 2015. However, it is essentially a mid-cycle car and not a brand new development. It features a 3.9-litre twin-turbocharged V8, which translates to 720 horsepower and 770 Nm. There's a 40 kg weight reduction to the 488 GTB, putting it down to 1330 kg, which means it'll sprint to 100 in just 2.9 seconds. Whereas the F8 is more of an entry-level Ferrari, I'm not even sure if you can say that, the 812 is more of a Grand Tourer, powered by a monstrous 6.5-litre naturally aspirated V12. Most probably the last of its kind. I've never driven a V12, so I'm quite excited. It puts down 800 horsepower and 718 Nm of torque to the rear wheels, weighing in at 1620 kg. Despite its weight, it manages to do a 0 to 100 time in 2.9 seconds, just like the F8. This is Cedric, one of the instructors on these 2 days, and we've just prepared a F8 to do a few laps with the cameras. I hope you can hear me okay. And he just told me that these are the tires from the drifting exercise, and they are completely knackered and they're ice cold. So thankfully we won't be driving an ESC off, because we would be all over the place. Okay, so the car is in manual mode. I'm guessing we'll be leaving the Menotino in sport. Yeah. The tire's a little bit warm and the brakes. So these couple days have actually been my first time driving a Ferrari properly, and especially the first time driving a Fiorano. So let's do 1-2 warm-up laps and then try to get 1 hot lap in. Very cold tires. Tires on the car are Pirelli P0, so nothing too crazy, not a track tire, but definitely a sporty tire. What is actually incredible for the size of the car, it's pretty light, and that reflects itself in the way it drives. It is so nimble. It is much nimbler than I expected a modern Ferrari ever to be. And it's obviously rapidly fast, with over 700 horsepower. On we go.
what this street Pirelli P0 is capable of doing after consecutive pushing on the track.
Start to cool down.
Alright, so let's cool down the car a bit. Usually Cedric is always telling me what to do better. This time he was just spectating. No, but honestly, from starting yesterday, I've felt a huge improvement thanks to the instructions. And we're permanently driving in sport, so it's actually a very different kind of driving with the traction control on. Because you're permanently having to drive around the electronics, because if you're just constantly petting it down, the car is actually slowing you down much more. So a huge learning for me, massively enjoyable, so thank you very much Cedric for helping me yesterday and today. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. First morning behind us, and what an unbelievable day it is. The F8 and the A12 could not be more different, with one being a V8 turbocharged, the other one a V12 naturally aspirated, 6.5 liters. That's 6.5 liters of V12 versus a 3.9 liter V8. How much horsepower does the F8 have? 700?
720.
So the F8 has 720 horsepower, which is that. So that sounds like pretty good for a turbo engine. And the A12 has 800 horsepower. There's about a 200 kilo weight difference. And yeah, the one is the front mid-engine car, which is the A12, and the F8 is the mid-engine car. Some completely different driving feelings, which we'll get to later. So basically the first morning was about just getting to know the track. It's a very technical track, which has lots of different technical aspects to it. Slow corners, fast corners, uphill, downhill, with bumps, hairpins, long corners. So pretty difficult, and we're always switching between both cars. That sounds so good. So we're always switching between cars, so you always need to stay active in learning the car, or applying the right techniques, so the right technique for the car for that corner, which is actually, I don't want to say more difficult than I thought, but it was more challenging than I thought. And in that sense, this training is extremely helpful. And that's also something about driver trainings. You can never do enough of them. They're always helpful to refresh. And right now we're just pushing more to the limit, driving in sport mode, no traction control off, and just learning how to use the steering, how to use the brake, how to ease off the throttle, how to apply the throttle not too aggressively, and to work around the traction control. And also how to use the steering, like something that I'm doing, for example, as I'm much too active on the steering and I'm trying to overcorrect the whole time, which is maybe more the case with older cars, but this is a brand new car, so actually I need to drive much cleaner. So yeah, very helpful, enjoying it very much, and let's keep driving. And I think later we're gonna go on the, I'm just gonna call it the drift circle, so I'll see you there. Exactly. We're almost at the end of the 2-day course, and just now they let us go around Fiorano in the F8 in race mode. There's a huge difference. I mean, the past 1.5 days we were really pushing the F8 in sport mode and working around the restricting traction control of the car. And now in race mode it really allows a lot more slip. And honestly, to be driving fast and close to the limit, if you're driving clean, you actually don't really notice the restriction of the traction control, at least if you're driving clean, except for 1-2 locations where the power of the wheels just wants to make the wheels spin. But driving the F8 on the limit is unbelievable. It really feels like a big go-kart somehow. It actually is pretty light, it's incredibly nimble. I'm sure you do notice understeer eventually because these are road cars. Fantastic, massive joy. So yeah, I think now we're just going to do a few more laps, jumping between F8 and 812, enjoying the cars, having fun. I look forward to it. So thank you very much for tuning in, and don't forget to check out the merch. And yeah, if you liked it enough, leave a like, subscribe. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.